All right, what if I told you that you could see what people are really thinking, not just what they're saying? That's what we're doing today. We're going to unlock 3 psychological secrets that are basically a cheat code to human behavior. You'll learn how to see the true intentions that people are constantly and often unconsciously trying to hide. Just let that sink in for a second. While everyone else is listening to what people say, you're going to start seeing what they're actually thinking. Look, this isn't about some cheap parlor trick. It's about moving beyond just hearing words and actually starting to see that whole unspoken conversation that's happening right in front of you. Think of it as an upgrade for your perception, like you're going from standard definition to crystal clear 4K in all your social interactions. Okay, before we jump into the juicy secrets, we gotta clear the air about something. There's a massive myth out there about body language. Honestly, most of the popular advice you hear, it's just plain wrong because it focuses on completely the wrong things. So let's fix that right now. So here's the deal. The big mistake almost everyone makes is looking for that one single tell. They see crossed arms and they immediately think, aha, they're lying or they're closed off. That's amateur hour. The pros, they do something way smarter. They establish a baseline. Think of it like this. It's like a heart monitor. You have to know what someone's normal, relaxed rhythm is first. The real secret sauce isn't in the steady beat itself, but in the sudden spikes or dips, the deviations away from that normal. So, what causes those spikes and dips? What makes someone suddenly deviate from their normal behavior? Well, it's this really powerful psychological thing called cognitive dissonance. All that means is it's the mental static, that discomfort we feel inside when what we're saying doesn't match what we're truly thinking or feeling. That internal struggle creates a ton of tension, and guess what? That tension has to go somewhere. It leaks out as a visible change in their behavior. That is the moment of truth you're looking for. All right, our first secret. And we're going to start from the ground up, literally. See, we're all masters at controlling our faces, right? We can fake a polite smile, put on a calm poker face, no problem. But our feet? We've spent basically our entire lives learning to lie with our faces and almost zero time learning to lie with our feet. And that's where the truth comes out. So down there, we're looking for 3 main tells. First, the direction of intent. Where do their feet really want to go? Second, the gravity defier. What's their energy level telling you? And third, the shield. Are they trying to protect themselves from something? Okay, let's talk about that first one, the direction of intent. Picture this. You're in what seems like a great conversation. The person is smiling, they're making eye contact, their upper body is even turned towards you, but you glance down and their feet are pointed straight at the exit. You have to pay attention to that. It means their conscious mind might be with you, but their subconscious mind, it's already out the door. They want to leave. Next up, we have the gravity defier. This is a fun one. You're looking for those movements that seem to, defy gravity. When someone suddenly starts bouncing on the balls of their feet or their toes just start tapping away, that's pure, unfiltered positive energy leaking out. It's a super genuine sign that they're excited or really happy about what's being discussed. And on the complete flip side of that happy, bouncy energy, you've got the shield. This is when you see someone suddenly tuck their feet way back under their chair or they lock their ankles together really tightly. It's a purely instinctive move. They're trying to make themselves a smaller target. It's a huge signal that they're feeling defensive, maybe a little threatened, or just plain uncomfortable. All right, let's move up from the feet to secret number 2, the eyes. You know the saying, the eyes are the windows to the soul? Well, it's kind of true, but they're more like a direct live feed camera into the most honest part of our brain, what some people call our lizard brain. It's that emotional, instinctual part that we have pretty much zero conscious control over. And here, we're going to focus on 3 eye reactions that are almost impossible to fake. How big their pupils get, the tiny muscles that prove a smile is real, and how fast they're blinking. So check this out. Pupil dilation is a purely biological reaction. You can't control it. When we see something we like, our pupils literally get bigger to let in more of it. And when we see something we don't like, they shrink. So if you're pitching an idea to someone and you actually see their pupils get smaller, that's a more powerful no than any word they could ever say. Okay, so how do you spot a fake smile? Here's a pro tip. Stop looking at the mouth. Look at their eyes. A real, genuine smile, it's called a Duchenne smile. It uses all the muscles around the eyes. It creates those little crow's feet wrinkles at the corners. If you see a mouth that's smiling, but the eyes are lifeless and there are no crinkles, you're looking at a mask, not a real emotion. And the last I tell is their blink rate. Normally, we all have a pretty steady, normal blink rate. But when the brain goes into overdrive, like when it's processing stress, trying to figure out a tough question, or maybe even constructing a lie, that blink rate shoots up. It's like a little flashing warning light that's signaling intense internal pressure.
All right, for our third and final secret, we're going to shift gears. We're moving from the body to the voice. Because sometimes the biggest tells of all are hidden in plain sight, right in the specific words people choose to use, and, just as importantly, the words they seem to go out of their way to avoid.
And we're going to listen for 3 specific kinds of verbal leaks. First, the subconscious ways we signal connection. Second, the sneaky language we use to create distance. And third, those little phrases people use when they're trying way too hard to convince you they're being honest. So let's kick this off with a really positive signal: mirroring. This is when someone, totally without thinking about it, starts to match your posture or the speed you're talking or even your gestures. When you see this, it is a massive, flashing sign of rapport. It's their brain's nonverbal way of saying, hey, I'm on the same page as you. I'm with you. I trust you. Now, this next one is super subtle, but I promise, once you start noticing it, you'll hear it everywhere. It's all about psychological distancing, and you can hear it in the pronouns people use. When we feel connected and responsible for something, we use inclusive language, right? We say, my car, my friend. But when people want to create emotional distance from something, they'll unconsciously switch their language. Suddenly it becomes that car or that person. It's a tiny verbal way of backing away and saying, that's not mine. Okay, this last one might sound a little counterintuitive, but you need to be really wary anytime someone starts a sentence with phrases like, to be perfectly honest, or honestly, or believe me. It's often a bit of a red flag. I mean, think about it. People who are actually being honest don't usually need a giant verbal billboard to announce it. They just are. Overcompensating like that is often a sign something's up. So as we wrap this up, I want to be really clear about something. The goal here isn't to turn you into some kind of human lie detector or to go around judging people. Not at all. It's about upgrading your awareness. It's about learning to tune into that silent, secondary conversation that's always happening. When you can do that, you can connect more deeply with people and just navigate your social world with a whole lot more insight. So here's my challenge to you. Tomorrow, in the very first conversation you have, don't try to do everything. Just pick one thing to watch. That's it. Maybe you decide to just watch their feet. Or maybe you'll just pay attention to the corners of their eyes when they smile. Don't judge, don't analyze, just observe. I think you'll be absolutely amazed when you start to see this rich, hidden conversation that's happening just beneath the surface. Because here's the thing. Once you start seeing these signals, you really can't unsee them. You'll begin to realize that pretty much everyone is broadcasting their true feelings, all the time. The only question left is, what are they really telling you?